feel like everybody needs to live in another country.
Yeah.
And everybody needs to work a customer service job.
Yes.
And then we would have world peace. Look at that on my shirt. Literally says Pisces. It might as well just say like I give all my energy to people who aren't myself.
Say free therapy.
Even though we are not in France, we are drinking French wine. We have to stay true to ourselves. Are we ready?
Yes. Cheers.
Cheers. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tylah and today I'm here with my friend Tiana.
Hello.
And we're going to do what we do best, which is sit outside and drink wine and talk to you guys. So we're gonna sit outside, drink some wine, and talk to you guys. What are we gonna talk to you about? I'm gonna figure it out as we go. But I hope that you enjoy this. Am I lying?
No lies detected.
I hope you guys enjoy this video, and if you do, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. I am here in Arizona with my bestie Tiana. We have traveled space and time to be here, so I hope you enjoy this. Literally part 2 to what is my most popular YouTube video.
So crazy.
I cannot believe that you guys enjoyed us sitting outside drinking wine and talking about being black in France. That could have been part 1 and 2, and I deleted like 30 minutes worth of good footage because I was like, no one's gonna watch it. Oh, right. Jokes on me. If we could have gone back and probably been less drunk in the video, like I would have maybe been less drunk. Nobody at the time was watching my YouTube channel, so we were just fully vibing. Like we did not care. So we still don't care because we're still gonna have a lot of wine, but we're gonna talk to you and I hope you enjoy the video. Now that I've been back in the States for about 7 months, and Tiana's been back for like 2 months?
Yeah, 2 months.
But she still lives full-time in Nice, but she's visiting home. There ain't not much to do in France right now, so. Since we're both now here, we're so missing France. But I wanted to talk a little bit about like romanticizing the places that you either want to live or like that you do live in, because when I was in Paris, I was telling everybody, oh my God, Tampa, Florida, the best. Then I get there and I was like, wait, what's going on here?
Right.
How was it when you got back to California?
I think I was kind of the opposite because my hometown, I've always hated it. It's super small, so I've just like always hated it. But I think I would say maybe about Arizona, I was more so like, oh, Arizona's so cool, I love it so much. Like telling everybody, oh, you should go.
You went to college here.
Yeah, I lived here for 5 years, so this is like, I feel more connected to Arizona than I do to my hometown. So yeah, I was definitely telling people like, oh, Arizona's so fun, like you would love it. There's so much nature, it's so beautiful. Which I still like it, but being back now, it's like, oh, it's not that cool.
Things are so much different in your mind than they are like in real life. And I guess it's kind of just like how you perceive a place. I mean, as Miss Miley Cyrus, Hannah Montana said, life's what you make it. So
let's make it rock.
Let's make it rock, honey. Now that we're back in America, we're speaking our mother tongue English, but we do know French. And I mean, don't know about you, Tiana, but I've been on that Swedish Duolingo.
Swedish? Wow, you're brave.
Apparently it's the closest language to English to learn. Like it's supposed to be really easy to learn. I don't know about all that.
I don't know, because sometimes I'd be at IKEA and I'm like, what is this?
What is this? The only thing I know is apple is apple and mom is man. But Fina, spelled K-V-I-N-N-A, is girl. So nothing really makes sense.
Yeah, that's too hard.
No. What's the next language that you want to learn?
I really want to learn Italian.
Yes.
Because I just love it. Like, it sounds like such a nice language. And I studied a little bit of Spanish in high school, so it's very similar to Spanish. So I think I wouldn't have too much of a difficulty learning it. And I live in Nice, so it's like literally 30 minutes from the Italian border. So I'm like, there's so many Italians that live there that I'm like, I feel like I should learn it. I
want to learn Italian so bad. It has to be close to French. Like, all the Romance languages are close.
They're all very similar, yeah. Like the family that I was an au pair for in Nice spoke Italian, and most of the time they'd be speaking, and I've never studied Italian in my life, but I could understand what they were saying.
That's
because it was either like very similar to French or very similar to Spanish.
That's legend, actually. If I were to learn any other language, I think I would go I would really ideally love to learn Italian, only if I'm like going to be able to speak it with somebody. Like when I go back to Europe, I'll be able to speak Italian with people. But for right now, like I would like to learn Spanish just because I live in Florida and I meet a lot of Spanish speaking people. So I feel like right now, Spanish is the move for me.
Yeah, that's a good one to know.
But maybe I should finish learning French.
Yeah, good start.
So Tiana and I haven't seen each other in 7 months, but it literally seems like it's been 7 seconds. Feels like no time has passed at all. So like friendships and preserving your friendships, like it's really a choice.
Yeah, 100%.
It's really a choice. My best friend that we're staying with in Arizona, Marley, I haven't seen her in 6 years. Like we were 18 and 16 years old. But we still, even if it's just the occasional text or the occasional FaceTime, we still catch up with each other, and I feel like that's so important. I feel like distance doesn't matter when it comes to friendships. It's really about like how determined you are to keep a friendship.
Yeah, I agree. And I feel like you can kind of tell like the people who make an effort when you are in the same country or in the same area are gonna be the same people that make an effort when you move away.
Yeah.
So it's not really like a shock ever.
That's so true.
And it's funny because like sometimes there'll even be people that like I've hung out with one time, or like we don't even really know each other, but we know each other from Twitter, or we went to the same college, and they're like so invested in what I'm doing and like keeping up with me.
So true.
So it's like interesting to see like the new friendships that you make and the ones that you keep around.
We talked about this before in another video about how like American life is so fast paced and how everybody's like rushing to one end goal. That end goal being literal retirement. Being retirement, because apparently that's when we can enjoy our lives. And the pressure of like being 20 something and like having to have it figured out.
Yeah.
Do you have it figured out, Miss Tiana?
Absolutely not. I don't know what I'm doing.
Vibing. Whenever somebody asks me what I'm doing, I'm like, I'm vibing.
Right. Trying to stay alive at this point.
Literally. Americans live to work versus like other cultures who like work to live and like enjoy their time off. Like everything here is so on the go, so fast paced. And I don't think that I personally didn't realize that until I removed myself from the situation. I saw how like slow living in France was and how people really are enjoying their lives. And here it's like, I mean, straight out of high school, you gotta just be doing the next thing, know what you're doing. You go to college, you graduate, okay, start working. Like gap years are even frowned upon in a certain sense, where it's like, oh, you're taking time off from school, like, oh, you don't know what you want to do with your life. Does anybody
even like I graduated university and then took time off, and people were still like, oh, like what, why are you doing that?
Right.
Like,
can I live?
right, I finished my degree, that's what y'all wanted me to do so bad, like let me do
Y'all
something for
begged me.
myself.
When you do slow down and you travel and you meet new people and you expose yourself to more cultures, that is doing the work. Like that is gathering so much information and so much knowledge that you wouldn't know going into more professional relationships later on, because now you can connect with other people. If I never went to France and I never lived there, that was my only time besides going to Mexico when I was 10 years old that I've been out of the country. I've never even exposed myself to another culture, and that alone just did so much for me. So like imagine if we all did that. Like
I think everybody should do that.
I feel like everybody needs to live in another country.
Yeah.
And everybody needs to work a customer service job.
Yes.
And then we would have world peace. Then we would have world
Literally.
peace. I don't know why they think it's so hard. Work in customer service, work at a restaurant teaches you a lot.
Literally be a server, then come talk to me.
Literally. And I am a server right now currently, and it's just so different, like being in this dynamic versus being an au pair in France, I guess. So like being a server, it takes so much out of you, like physically, mentally, like it's so draining. I have to put in the work after work to take care of myself, like because it just takes so much from me. So I feel like a good last little topic to touch on would be our favorite self-care acts. Are you taking care of yourself?
I think so.
I think so too. I think we're doing a good job.
Yeah, I try.
What can we give to the people? What's our main best self-care tip?
Best self-care tip. I think I think my biggest thing would just be like knowing when to say no to people and like don't feel bad about it.
Boundaries.
Like, if you don't want to do something, say no. Don't feel obligated, because it just takes so much out of you when you're like trying to give and give and give to other people. But if you don't have anything for yourself, it's like it's not doing anything.
That is honestly so good.
Yeah, I think that's like the most important, especially now when it's just like everyone has so much on their plate, going through so much. So just say no. If you're not in the right space to do something for someone, say no and don't feel bad about it.
Don't feel bad about it. Setting boundaries has literally been like the biggest lesson that I've had to learn for myself since being home. I didn't realize how much of a problem I have with like setting boundaries towards people, like even if it's like in a friendship or if it's in a relationship. Like I am very much of a giver. I give a lot of my energy to people that are around me. Look at that on my shirt, literally says Pisces. It might as well just say empath. It might as well just say like I give all my energy to people who aren't myself.
It might as well just say free therapy.
It literally, like, I need this shirt remade, honestly. So setting boundaries is like such a good thing to do. And then like my personal favorite acts of self-care are gonna be journaling, because if I can't afford a therapist, thank you American healthcare system. Silence. If I can afford a therapist right now, I'm gonna be my own therapist. And I love journaling. Journaling, meditating, stretching, going on walks, being in nature. Those are my favorite things. If I could do anything all day long on like a lazy day, it'd be like scroll through Instagram, go on a walk, literally just like journal and read for the whole day. Because people want so much from you all the time, but it's like when you want something from them, are they there to give that to you? Setting boundaries, that is really the most important. And we will be setting boundaries all 2021.
We will. 2021, 2022, 2023. Shall I go on?
Catch us in 2026, still setting those boundaries, reminding y'all as well. That was a very quick red wine. Oh,
White wine.
We got white wine today. A little Bordeaux moment. And I will wrap up the video here. I hope that you enjoyed chatting with us. If you're like, oh my god, this video was so short, I want more, part 2's on Tiana's channel.
Check that out. We're gonna be talking about what it's like being black in France versus being black here. We're gonna be talking about living at home with our parents and how it's been different since we've been back. So definitely go check that out if that's something you're interested in.
Yes, I'll put a little title tag here on at the top screen on your right hand side if you want to check that out. And thanks for hanging with us. Love you all, my besties. Literally love talking to you guys. Leave a comment, let us know what you guys want to see next from our channels, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.